I lost my biggest client, and now we make 3 times more margin than ever before. How is that possible? Let's back up. I had a client who was a major percentage of our revenue. So overnight, our revenue dropped by about 50%. Forecasts broke and every expense had to justify its existence. In this video, you'll learn what to do in the next 60 minutes after losing your biggest client, how to stabilize your business in the next 7 days, and how to make sure no single client can ever hurt you like that ever again. I run a multi-million-dollar service business, and I've made the mistakes so you don't have to. Here's the big one. We built the whole company around one type of customer avatar, one client. It was working, so we kept doubling down. That was the mistake. Everything looked smooth until it wasn't. If one client makes up a large part of your revenue, you are exposed. When they leave, your business shakes. So I'll show you exactly what to do right away and how to fix the deeper problem so this never happens again. I lost our biggest client overnight. Here's exactly what happened next. We lost our biggest client in a week. A rule change in the industry we were focused on, and just like that, half of our revenue was gone. If this happens to you, understand this first. You did not suddenly forget how to sell. Most of the time, revenue drops because you built your company around one type of client. When you depend on one market, you take on all its risk. If it slows down, you slow down. If it changes, you feel it immediately. And when you panic, you make bad decisions. So here is what you do instead. First, accept that the money is gone. Do not waste time blaming the market. Open your numbers, look at your bank balance, look at your monthly expenses. Now rebuild your budget from zero. Not what you want to spend, but what you have to spend to survive. If something does not make money, protect your margins or keep your clients. Then it gets cut. Now look at your team and your workload. If roles only exist because of that one client, you need to adjust fast. Protect cash first, expansion can wait. Then shift your focus. Stop building around one type of client. Start looking for new markets, new offers, new revenue streams, even small ones. Diversification is boring when things are good, but it saves you when things turn. The mistake is not losing a client. The mistake is being exposed when you do. If you ever lose a major account, the real question is not, why did this happen? The real question is, how fast can you respond? The first 60 minutes after losing a whale client. The first 60 minutes after losing your biggest client matter more than anything else. So you need to really move fast. Start with your expenses. Open your P&L. Look at every cost. Pause anything that is not helping you make money right now. Software you might use later. Ads you are testing. Tools built only for that one client. If something does not make money, protect your margins or keep your clients. It gets cut. Next, open your CRM. You have deals sitting there. Old leads, warm intros, proposals you never followed up on because you were busy. Pull the list and pull it fully and fast. Sort by deal size and how close they are to saying yes. Make a short list of the fastest wins. Start reaching out immediately. Then look and audit your team's time. If someone suddenly has 3 hours, do not let them sit. Shift them to selling. Have them help with outreach, follow-ups, case studies, booking calls. Turn free time into a new pipeline today. Write down exactly why you lost that client. Do it while it's fresh. Was it market risk? Too much revenue from one place? A service issue? If you do not capture the lesson now, you will repeat it again later. Then call a team meeting. Be direct. Tell them what happened. Tell them the plan. Tell them there may be hard decisions ahead. Invite questions. Clear leadership lowers fear. The first hour will not fix everything, but it will stop the bleeding and put you back in control. The next 7 days are where you rebuild. The first 7 days that decide if you survive or shrink. Priority was to stop the bleed. Open your subscriptions. Go line by line. Cancel anything that does not matter right now. Review every contractor. If they were hired just for that client, make a hard call. Cut consultants you cannot clearly afford. Look at equipment or assets you could sell if needed. Clean up any contracts or costs tied to that one niche. Now, it's time to rebuild your budget from zero. Not what you want to spend, what you have to spend to survive. Find your real break-even number. When you know that that number, you make better decisions. You can adjust pricing, you can tighten your scope, you can run lean fast. Priority 2 was to get buy-in. Call a meeting, make the priorities clear. Revenue comes first, serving current clients comes second. Everything else can wait. Shift from weekly updates to daily check-ins if needed. Give each person clear targets. People move much faster when they know exactly what matters. Priority 3 was to move fast. Track outreach every day, improve your offer in real time, go back to old leads who said no. Your pricing structure may be much stronger right now. Reach out again and restart conversations that went quiet. By day 7, you should feel direction instead of panic. Your costs should be lower, your team should be focused, your pipeline should be active. Once the shock settles, the next move is simple. Protect cash, extend runway, and build leverage. The founders who hesitate right here usually don't realize how expensive that pause is until it's too late. The cash decisions that buy you time instead of hope. The cash decisions you make right away will either buy you time or bury you deeper. From day 1, make hard cash decisions. Start with contractors who are tied to that client. If someone was spending most of their time on that account, you have to decide fast. Either move them to work that brings money right now or reduce their contract. Do not delay the decision. Next, pause perks. Team lunches, extra software, side projects that feel exciting but do not make any money. When times are good, you can afford extras. When revenue drops, those extras become leaks. If something does not make money, protect your margins or keep your clients. It has to go. Look at your assets, unused equipment, extra licenses, anything sitting idle. Make a list of what could be sold if needed. Even if you do not sell it, knowing that you can turn it into cash gives you confidence and options. Cut consultants you cannot clearly afford. Advisors are helpful when revenue is growing. When revenue drops, you need people who help you make money now. If they are not tied to short-term revenue or profit, you have to pause them. Then rebuild your budget from zero. Not what you want to spend, what you have to spend to survive. Ask yourself one question. What does it cost to run this company lean? Once you know that number, adjust your offer, tighten your scope, and review your pricing. Then call all your old leads who said no, reach out again with your updated offer. Some prospects who thought you were too expensive may now say yes. Deals that once stalled can reopen when your cost structure is leaner. That shift alone can replace meaning revenue faster than you expect. But even if the numbers start improving, something else is still fragile. And if you don't handle it carefully, better margins alone just won't save you. The conversation that prevents internal collapse. If you do not control the story inside your company, your team will create their own version. So address it fast. Call a meeting. Be clear. Tell them what happened and why. For example, say, we lost our biggest client because the market changed. There will be some hard decisions ahead. Here is the plan. Do not try and make it sound exciting. Do not sugarcoat it. Just tell the truth. People handle hard news better when you are direct. Then schedule one-on-one meetings with anyone who is affected. Those conversations matter more than any spreadsheet. Your team would want to know 2 things. Is the company stable? And what is my role in fixing this? Answer both clearly. When you make strong cash decisions and communicate directly, fear goes down and focus goes up. After that, you have one job left. Make sure this never happens again. Build your company in a way where no single client can ever put you at risk like that again. The system we installed so one client can't break us again. After you stabilize the business, you need a system so this never happens again. Here is what to do. First rule, we make tough decisions weekly. Pick one day a week. Review a role, a project, or a client group. Decide to either double down or cut it. Do not wait for perfect data. If something is clearly not working, remove it. Speed matters. Second rule, we cut fat relentlessly. Stop keeping projects that look impressive but do not make any money. Shut down internal ideas that sound smart but do not grow revenue. If something does not make money, protect your margins or keep your clients. Then it gets cut. Comfort costs you. Third rule, delivery and CSM are empowered to fire clients. If a client keeps asking for more work without paying, lowers your profit, or creates chaos, review the account. Look at profit, stress on the team, and lost opportunities. A smaller client with strong profit and smooth delivery is better than a big client that drains everyone. Fourth rule, we kill projects that do not show a path to profit within 3 months. If you launch a new offer and it does not show real traction within 3 months, shut it it down. Do not keep funding it because you like it. Move your time and money to what works. Fifth rule: we launch new brands and models quickly. Build simple, launch fast, get feedback. If the market responds, scale it. If it does not, exit. Do not spend a year building something no one wants. Sixth rule: we focus on the scalable models. If every new dollar requires hiring another full-time person, rethink it. Build offers that grow with systems, tools, and repeatable processes. Do not build custom services just because one big client asks. Design offers that work for many clients. Do not hire only one niche. Create processes that work across industries. Before adding a new service, ask yourself, can this work for 10 clients? Not just one. Shift your thinking. Stop asking, how do I serve this one big client better? Start asking, how do I build a company that survives if any one client leaves? This is the system. But systems sound good only in theory. So let me give you the receipts, the proof and the risk list that kept us honest. Within the next 3 months, our lost revenue was replaced at a higher profit. Not by landing another huge client, but by stacking smaller, cleaner deals with better margins and shorter sales cycles. If you want to protect your business, here's what you've got to do. First, change how you structure contracts. If one client makes up more than 10% of your total revenue, require at least a 3-month notice period in the contract. No exceptions. If they are important for your business, you need time to adjust your team, pipeline, and cash flow. Next, build a live risk list. Not a pretty dashboard, a simple list of warning signs. If profit on a client drops below 60%, flag it right away. Do not wait for the revenue to fall. If one client reaches 20% of your total revenue, treat it as a risk. Do not celebrate it. Make a plan and reduce that concentration. If you sign contracts shorter than 1 year and they represent serious money, review them carefully. Short contracts create instability. If a client seems unhappy, investigate immediately. Neutral is not safe. If delivery is late 2 months in a row, treat it as an early warning. If results miss expectations even once, review the cause right away. If a client makes up 10% or more of your revenue and has less than 3 months left with no renewal confirmed, bring it to leadership immediately. Do not wait for revenue to drop before you act. Revenue tells you what already happened. Risk signs tell you what is about to happen. This is how you make sure one client never puts your business at risk again. Now let's look at how this applies to you based on where you are today. Lane 1. If you're between 0 and 15K per month. At this stage, you do not have a client concentration problem. You have a bottleneck problem. Your job is to find the one thing slowing you down. Ask yourself a simple question. What is stopping you from growing right now? Is it delivery? You're getting clients, but you cannot handle more without quality dropping. Is it leads? You have the time and capacity, but not enough people booking in calls. Is it the offer? You're getting calls, but people are not buying because your pricing or message is weak. Pick one problem, fix that, and ignore everything else. Do not build fancy dashboards. Do not create complex systems. Do not try to serve multiple markets yet. None of that matters if you cannot clearly sell and deliver one strong offer. Focus on the biggest constraint, improve it. Once that is working and revenue starts to grow, then new risks show up. But right now, your only job is to solve the main bottleneck and build momentum. Lane 2, if you're between the 30K and 100K per month. This is where things start to get risky. Revenue feels steady. A few big clients make your numbers look strong, you start hiring. You build more structure, you think the business is safer. It might not be. At this level, one client can quietly grow too large. Maybe one makes up 25% of your revenue. Another one sits at 18%. You tell yourself it's fine because they're happy and not leaving. It's not fine, it's fragile. When you depend on 1 or 2 big clients, you take on all their risk. If they leave, your business shakes. So here is what you do. Do not just focus on growth, focus on protection. Spread your revenue across multiple clients. Add clear termination clauses to contracts. Build a simple risk list that shows when one client becomes too big. If a client crosses a set percentage of your revenue, make a plan to reduce that risk. Do not wait for a crisis to force the lesson. Fix the dependency before it hurts you. And if you want to actually see these risks before they turn into problems, click here and watch the next video on the 7 numbers that show you exactly what's going wrong before it hits your bank account.